So yes, being energetically sensitive doesn't necessarily mean that you are a woo-woo new age person. It means that you recognize that you are picking up on things that are in the unseen, and you may not be aware of it, but sometimes it affects your body, sometimes it affects your mood, sometimes it affects what you're thinking. And there are parts of these controlling energies here in our world that know this. Everybody to our online meditation here on Skype and on Fridays with energy update. We had an energy update and energy tips just 2 days ago due to these intense solstice energies, and today I will be talking a little bit about how to utilize those energies and what this means for us energetically sensitives. So if you have not actually heard this term before, energetically sensitive, then just know that for me as an energy coach, as an energy therapist, this is basically the new reality. It's the universe's answer to the coldness and the complexity of our hectic lives, all right? It's us developing a greater sense for who we truly are and seeing ourselves on a level of not just our 3D body, not just our emotions, not just our thoughts, but also seeing ourselves as spiritual and energetic beings. And this is a bit frightening. This is the unknown, it is the unseen, and it can create sort of this woo sort of fog around it. But a big part of my mission here is to teach people systematic ways how to explore this, how to use this for their own self-discovery and self-growth. So yes, self-healing is basically the medicine of the future. Not to say that, Western medicine and all these advancements that we have technologically aren't helpful, but we have to understand the bigger picture here, trying to really work with those complexities, especially when we think about future generations. And there are big parts of these sort of controlling energies here in our world that know this. So I've watched something that was very disconcerting for me the other day. A video course trying to sell a program on how to get any woman to chase you, and they were using energetic principles and so-called emotional contagion. And I want to point your awareness to this, that being energetically sensitive doesn't mean that you have to be a victim of collective or outer energies or other people's energies. Yes, we talk a lot about energetic and emotional vampires here, not because we see ourselves as victims, but because we recognize that there is a lesson in that there is something that is developing, that is emerging in us, all right, that can help us to navigate those kind of things. So if you see courses or programs like that basically suggest how to manipulate this energetic sensitivity, then be aware that this is happening basically through marketing, at least for the last 80 years, guys. So it's not some kind of conspiracy. This is what our world currently is using to control the masses. And as energetically sensitives, we get very confused by this. So when things happen that are not manipulated, such as planetary, cosmic type of things, the lunar cycles, and right now also the solar cycles, eclipses, full moon, new moon, and solstices, we are actually experiencing something that can remind us of the power that comes from recognizing that there is more than just us as a body, as someone who reacts to outer things, or someone who just sort of thinks what others want us to think. So this energy update is about how to utilize this emergence from within here for the time being, sort of post solstice, so the 23rd till just the 28th of June for you here, week 26, part 2, basically, how to navigate through all of this. And solstices are generally sort of the time of a new beginning. It is a shift change, a gear change, gear shift in our nature. And right now, because there are so many changes that came our way here in this last year, we also recognize a certain immediacy, a certain seriousness about this. So this is about us placing ourselves in this new future. And there are some temporal markers that I want to give you here towards the end of the energy tips. Right now, I just want you to become fully aware that this is a new cycle starting, not just for the next 6 months. Yeah, there's a certain correction energy that will come in October, right around the middle of October, and this will mostly affect our financial markets, financial restructuring. Yeah, so those of you who are looking at the real estate market, looking at interest rates, looking at the crypto market, guys, pay attention to these temporal markers right around the 18th of October. And then the beginning of December, we have something that is sort of the last minute stop, okay? Like for us to review these new ways, these new solutions that we are supposed to come up with now. What is the nature of these new solutions? They have to be more authentic. They have to be more holistic. They have to be more realistic in this way, as they have to imply our being not just here as sort of cogs in a machine, okay? They have to include us as this individuated soul self, as something or somebody who came here with a purpose, who came here with an understanding what these times mean karmically. Yes, so remember, your soul knew it was going to incarnate into this big transformation time, okay? And then around the 24th of December, when we have a lot of other things happening again, another eclipse. We just got out of these really intense winter solstice energies around this time, yeah, which is another gear shift. We will see this new future manifest, and we now need to recognize where this power to adopt and to adjust to this new future actually comes from. And you've probably guessed it already, it comes from within. This power to transmute ourselves and the world that we live in from within is something that we need to recognize right now. So these solstice energies that make us feel a little stuck and that have sort of tortured us with this mental and etheric looping here in these past couple of weeks, all right? The insomnia, really hard time focusing on something because your mind is going a million miles an hour. And the reason for this is because there are things, dualities in you, inner conflicts in you that prevent you from actually seeing what your inner guidance is trying to tell you, or actually, better say, feeling or hearing. All right, so this is all about internalizing who you are, not externalizing it, not waiting for others to tell you who you are, not waiting for others to tell you what to do. Whether it's your partner, your family, your parents, the government. Yeah, ask yourself these self-reflective questions that I posted in the transcript for the working with these solstice energies. Yeah, I'll post it with this video when I send it out. If you're not part of my email list, see the link here in the chat that I post later. So this gear shift that I am talking about here, that is coming in basically around Monday, Tuesday, is something that shifts you from this mental and etheric looping into an emotional looping. And in that, it's a bit dangerous for all of us, because if we don't have proper ways to contextualize it, it may pull us down. It may pull us into this reactivity that I called being trigger happy last update, yeah, where we have no real structure or framework to go off, and we're just reacting to everything that comes. Why is this so strong here in this next week? Because, you know, this internalization process plays directly into our inner child wounding. It plays directly into some of our trauma aspects that we have been hiding from, that we have been avoiding. And so you got to be careful here not to cave in, not to isolate, not to go too deep into this internalization process by isolation. Yeah, that's very, very dangerous. Yes, and the insomnia is really strong right now. You'll feel the opposite next week. So right now, I see a lot of people with release symptoms around, you know, their head. Okay, things with the eyes, with the ears, and with the sinuses and the throat. Next week, this will shift to digestive issues, to, you know, more like here, your second chakra, your digestion, where your emotional processing is taking place. And if you want to take the most out of this shift, you're going to have to work with your inner child. You're going to have to work with these parts in you that you have been hiding from, that you have been avoiding. And I want to let you know, guys, that this pain that is hidden there in our inner child is not all bad. This pain is also a very powerful drive. But in the past, if it's unreflected, we have used this drive for the wrong reasons. We've used it for our ego, for our coping mechanisms, for our solar plexus goals. Yeah, we've used this sort of as a primal drive. And if you really want to step into this inner power that I always refer to, the power to transmute pain into a higher vibratory expression, into love, into healing, into abundance, into manifestation, you're going to have to go into it. You're going to have to feel into it and recognize how it has controlled the way you see yourself and the world. And transmuting that means to recognize that you no longer need this. You needed your pain to get here. Yeah, pain is the fastest way to learn for us humans. We learn 2.5 times faster through pain than through pleasure. All right, that ought to tell you something, guys. Yeah. So let this inner shift be something that you embrace. Take this time to go in. Take this time to take a break. Take this time to be more instead of doing more. So next week, we'll bring up these conflicts in you about doing versus being, because to take the most out of this shift change and this preparation for a new higher vibratory future, yeah, in which you can express yourself in a more congruent, more authentic way, you're gonna have to be okay with reframing your productivity, what productiveness means to you. So many of us suffer from this doing more, doing harder, but also constantly feeling you're not good enough, you're not, I don't know, not enough. And that has to do with the way you see yourself. That has to do with seeing yourself as this cog in a machine. And you have to shift that by recognizing that it is in your beingness where you can recharge, where you can heal, where you can grow. Yeah, you can reframe sort of your view of productiveness by recognizing that half an hour or an hour deeper mindfulness or just beingness, just taking a walk on the beach or just laying in your hammock or just brushing your dog or playing a game with your kids or with your friends, that this can be more productive for your future than trying to fix and running around like a chicken with a cut off head. Yeah, so recognize this opportunity here in reframing your doingness into, or balancing your doingness into more beingness. Yeah, from a quantitative to a more qualitative way of being. Yes, you are a human being and not a human doing, guys. Yeah. And my tip as energy coach is, of course, to contextualize this in a way where you stop seeing yourself just as this sort of materialistic kind of being, where you begin to see everything more as energy, and where you add these higher vibratory components to yourself, namely not just your body, mind, the culmination of your body, mind, and emotion, but also seeing yourself as a spiritual and energetic being, and making sort of a daily balance of your energy exchange. Is this job? Are these people? Is this a way of making money? Is this relationship? How does this sort of provide an energy balance for me that actually makes me grow? If it doesn't, then you might have to come to the conclusion that for this new future of yours, these new opportunities is growing into this energetic, holistic being that you are, that this job or this relationship or this place where you live is just not conducive enough because the energy exchange is negative. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid words such as toxic or, these kind of things. Toxicity obviously is life degrading and therefore not conducive for growth. Yeah, but many of us have difficulties fully identifying what is actually life embracing. And my tip is to add the energetic exchange, to add this whole balance of, like what I put in energetically and what I receive back into the equation. And you will find that times where you focus on self-care and self-love and self-healing and internalization of who you are much more conducive for this energy exchange. Yes, I know this is difficult to trust in because we have been so conditioned through our doings. But this is the mind control. This is the propaganda. Yeah, so allow yourself to take a break here. Yeah, go into being, go into feeling, go into connecting, and use the power of connecting with others, with like-minded, with people who can see it like you see the world. Yeah, so nothing new really, but just with a higher degree of urgency right now, okay? Because this will determine, how you set yourself up, not just for these next 6 months, but also for the next 20 years. And then next week we're going to talk about what these July energies are going to bring in, because they're, they come with the next challenge. And this is why I'm trying to prepare you for these, really heated energies in July, through letting you know what wants to come in here through these intense solstice energies right now. Okay. So this concludes the energy update here. We're going to move into a little bit of energy talk with another sharing, and then do the energy meditation. Divine Consciousness, Step 6 from my Secrets of Healing Experience course. Yeah, insomnia here, lots of energy, unable to sleep. I've mentioned a little bit about this last week, or here just a couple of days ago. There is a very strong etheric overlay right now, and we have to be careful with this if we are still a little bit afraid of this. So what this means is that there is a lot of astral stuff coming in, energetically sensitives. Even if you're not seeing energies consciously, you might pick up on stuff. You might close your eyes and see weird, intense scenes that frighten you. Understand that this is the nature of solstice energies. We have this twice a year, where this this membrane opens up and a lot of downloads come in, and they are supposed to help you. Okay, so don't be afraid. That's why I'm recommending to internalize this right now. If you can't sleep, don't force it, don't push yourself. I know that we all have to function on a 3D level the next day. I understand, this pressure that comes from within, but there is a deeper meaning to this, and this means for you to actually embrace it. To say to yourself, okay, this is a spiritual, this is an etheric experience that I'm having right now. I need to address this in a spiritual, in an etheric way. And if you don't know how to do fancy etheric defense and how to protect your energies, I teach all this. But if you don't know how to do this, it's fine. Just go into this deeper part in you that actually feels connected to the universe, to the divine consciousness, and call in help, call in for grace, call in for reinforcements, guys. This is the time where you can also feel those supporting energies. So there's very surprising, very powerful supporting energies that will come in for you if you can really work with this. Yeah, Becky's sharing here. Yes, I feel the inner child wounds coming forward and the call for responding differently than in the past. That's it, Becky. That's it. It's about you stepping into this, grown up, sovereign self, where you recognize your inner child wounds as present. They're there. We all have them. Where you can work with your inner child by reparenting it, by giving it what it didn't receive, at the time when those wounds occurred. You can do this now. You can self-heal this now. We don't need to blame, guys. If we blame our parents or family or government or society, we're still attached to it. So to liberate yourself from it, you have to let it go. It is what is holding you back. It is what is holding you back from recognizing that you have this inner power to transmute. And it is sharing, I felt a little bit of a shift today, as in lighter, inspiring energy, like something got released. Yes, it's this shift change that is coming in here over the weekend. So here at transCODES, we take this full on, as you know. Most of the public transmissions, they're planned around these times so that we can work with them. So tonight we have the powerful karmic collective clearing remote energy process. Tomorrow, the free connect with your true self session that's open to all of you. And then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, full on, we're going to work these solstice energies with the Grace Soul Marathon. Yes, this allows you to see how heavy the outside is. And again, guys, when you read the news and you see all this craziness going on outside, remember that not all people have this energetic sensitivity, that not all people know how to work with this. They have no clue what is needed here to be activated from within to actually work with this and to utilize this, and they're acting out. So what you're seeing here right now, and this will continue in July, guys, is the collective confusion. Yes, so right now the mental, the etheric craziness reacting, and then starting here in Monday, Tuesday, you'll see people reacting in even more emotional ways. So yes, it's crazy out there. It's crazy. It is. Don't be afraid of it. Understand that you can, work this from within, but also be smart about it. Be a good, conscious energy manager. And don't go to places where there's a lot of people who just act out. Yeah, that's what a good energy manager does. You have a strategy for going to the grocery store or places where there's crowds, because they will affect you, and that is not because they're mean or conspired against you. It's because energies are like big bouncy ping pong balls, okay? They transfer from one person to the other. If you would like to know more about this, really check out my YouTube channel. There's a lot of explainer videos about energetic absorption, energetic projection, collective triggers, and so forth, how this translates energetically in us. Or come to my online courses, or these continual trainings that I do. Yeah. This is an interesting time, guys, and it's all there for us to recognize the power that comes from within ourselves. Yeah? It's heavy external pressure, and that's how we grow. That's how we learn. You don't learn in times where everybody can retreat in their comfort zone. The golden age is not the age where growth takes place. The golden age is where everybody falls asleep. Yeah, this is the age of growth, of evolution. The divine's answer to coldness and darkness. It's our ability to consciously witness connection within and recognizing where our true power resides. And it's a whole new era that we are witnessing coming in right now. All right, guys, about that, let's use the time now to lean back and just reverberate within ourselves through a 20-minute meditation. I hate to call you back out. Yeah, it's always such a deep place that we can go into within just a few minutes. It never ceases to amaze me. And also how many times I actually forget to breathe. Yes, this is it, guys. It doesn't have to take more than 10, 15, 20 minutes. Go to my SoundCloud account and See all these 5-minute mini meditations that I've made public there. Very mood, very healing that you could need. You'll find something there. And share those links, share this opportunity with others. Looking at your comments here. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful solstice. If I don't see you tonight or tomorrow at the Free True Self, or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, working this non-stop. Okay.